I've got friends that are unhygienic as a couple. When I was a youth, I used to read the Quran in someone's house, innit?
Okay.
And I think one youth came in one day and he stank like shit. And no one ever spoke about it. No one, no kids ever turned around right, but we all knew subconsciously. One day you had to leave early, innit? And the teacher pulled out a spray, just spraying out the room, and everyone started cracking up.
This is why oftentimes the internet advises men to not open up to women, because somewhere, some point, more than likely, you hear the term victim or victim mentality.
Bro, if I have an argument with my wife and I'm like, this is what the issue is and you need to fix these and start doing this, and I see her start doing that, it would still feel insincere because I'm like, bro, you should have wanted to do this. I shouldn't have had told you.
I feel like before any man gets to a position where he should even consider marriage, there's certain things that you should have in order. And one of them is, knowing yourself, and more importantly, knowing what it means to be a husband. But anyways, what's good, my people?
Guys, welcome to the
No Blind Spots.
No Blind Spots podcast.
Oh, you doing the intro today? Oh, go on. Take it away.
It's my third time being his guest. It's honestly a privilege. Obviously, I'm standing here today
Man's
with
introducing
two titles.
himself. I thought I was supposed to be introducing you, bro.
I'll introduce you. You introduce me.
Okay, go. Oh wait. Okay,
all right,
cool.
Guys, standing at 6 feet tall.
But
yeah, he's been a host on BBC Asia.
Asian Network.
Asian Network.
BBC Asia. Do you know the amount of people that get that wrong? But go on, carry on. I don't want to ruin the flow.
BBC Asia Network.
Come on, G. Come on.
With the most beautiful smile.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the greatest host podcasters from the country.
Come on.
Please, round of applause for Haider.
Yes, sir. All right, I got to match it with man like Rafay's now.
All right.
Weighing in. Is that a good start? From the dirtiest part of London.
That is true.
No, I'm joking. Big up.
From the ghetto.
From the ghetto. Weighing in at 90 kg.
Mm-hmm.
He's also known as the Prince of Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He's originally from Liechtenstein,
mm-hmm.
but now is currently filming in London.
Is there another country?
Yeah, no. That's why I said Liechtenstein.
Okay.
Because then you could, you know what I mean? Don't worry. I ain't forgot the conversation from last time. Yeah.
No, two-time world champion.
Two-time
Instagram
world
and
champion.
TikTok.
But the real champ worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Man like Rafay 247 in the building. But. Bro, I can't lie. You're making me do these intros like we're in a, you know what I mean? Like proper boxing ring type of thing.
Bro, this is a big deal.
That was the most unique intro I've ever done in my whole podcasting career.
I feel like you should do that every podcast.
So the real question is, before we start, are you keeping them on the whole time?
Oh, they're quite heavy.
Are they heavy? You know what? Let me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been going gym for a little bit. Let me test. La hawla wa la quwwata. Let me try that. Is that you're chatting breeze? It can't be that heavy. This guy. Now I know why you do the skits and the comedy, bro. You're a good actor.
That's my TikTok world title. Careful with that one, yeah?
That's a TikTok world title.
This is the Instagram one.
This is the championship of how many hearts you broke, innit?
No. This is the championship of how many people have copied my content.
I see that. I want to take this opportunity and say big up on calling all these people out, bro.
Oh yeah.
Because I do feel, you know what I'm saying? I do feel a lot of people wouldn't actually. Like
no.
They would just be like, oh my god, I hate people when they do this, but they won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever tried starting more beef with you about it, or have they actually been like, yo,
yeah,
bro,
I've had phone conversations with people and stuff.
We went to the 079?
Bro, no, on the Instagram calls.
Oh, okay, cool. I was going to say, the +44 got exchanged.
But it's mad.
Should I take them, or do you want to just put them there?
How angry can I get when someone calls you up and says, yo, bro, listen, man, I know you're angry, but we're big fans of you. We watch your videos and stuff, and I'm just like, go on then.
What's that thing about flattery being the highest? Sorry. Imitation being the highest form of flattery. Or something like that.
I get that, but there's no credit given sometimes. There's no following. There's no speaking in public about someone. Like with me, if anyone's ever inspired me, I'll go on podcast or put on my story or tag them or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, pick up this person. But a lot of people nowadays, what they do is they'll just go through Instagram, find a page, and just browse through the person and see what's his most viewed videos. I'm going to copy that one. Do you get me?
But the thing is, I do feel that the content era we're living in now is become so copy and paste, bro. You make something today that will go viral. And for example, you know that trend that was happening recently where people pretend to trip up and then the card machines outside the thing.
My
let's be real, bro. It is creative. Let's not deny it. But we saw it so many times that I got to the point where it's like...
My boss was telling me to do it and I was like... I ain't doing that, bro. Do you know what I'm
swear
saying?
down.
So here's the thing. I work for Backyard Barbecue. Obviously, I've seen, there's a few viral videos that I've done for
You
them.
work for what?
Backyard Barbecue.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's a restaurant. They hit me up in like November. They're like, yo, we need like social media manager and stuff. And I was like, this is something
congrats,
I want to...
bro. Congrats.
Thank you, brother.
Martial arts, brother.
And
Martial
since
arts.
then, because of the success from that, many people have hit me up and like, yo, like we see what you're doing for them and stuff. We want to work with you and stuff.
Lit.
But then also so many people have copied our videos that we've done for that page. So here's the thing. What happens is I'll make my videos, and if there's anything that they'll hit me up like, yo, there's people doing this online, I'll be like, I'll help you record it and edit it, but I'm not going to be in that video. Do you get me?
What do you mean, sorry, bro?
So if they find a video online and they want to imitate and recreate it.
Oh, okay. So if it's not original ideas,
because it wouldn't make sense for me to, because I've made a video on TikTok saying like, yo, like these men have copied me and stuff.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense for me to go and copy someone now. Do you get me?
Yeah, I guess, and then the difference is like, from my point of view, is because you're someone that actually does this on a, like, this is your craft, innit? Like, it's your art.
I wouldn't call myself a content creator. I'm an artist, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's your craft in the sense of like
artist,
your,
bro.
right now it's, right now social media is the avenue, but if this was like 50 years ago, it would be like maybe stage shows or something like that. What's good, my people? I'm literally taking a few minutes out of today's episode to say a massive shout out to the people over at Manscaped. This product in particular is the Lawnmower Performance Package 5.0. Now, if you're any good at maths, which I'm hoping you all are, that means there were 4 other versions before this one. So you're dealing with some real state-of-the-art stuff. This particular product I'm holding right now is called the Lawnmower. This is the Lawnmower 5.0. Let's do a sound check together. 3, 2, 1. Yo. Loud like my trim. Moving on to what they call the Weed Whacker. Now look, a lot of us, we get trims, we stay maintained in that way. But I can't lie, unless your barber really loves you, mandem, unless your barber really has a soft spot in his heart for you, or you're paying him the right money, he is not touching the nostril hair you have and the ear hair you have. We don't judge around here. This is the thing, you need to sort that out. And last but not least, you got a crop preserver and a crop soother. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about moisturizing your skin and wearing sun protection throughout the summer seasons or just all throughout the year. It's all about taking care of your assets. You know what I'm trying to say? Use code NOBLINDSPOTS for 20% off and free shipping worldwide. You don't know me. You don't know that I take a lot of pride in being genuine and only promoting brands that I'm actually a fan of. And I would never put my name behind something that I myself am not a customer of, or more so haven't experienced myself. So on that note, enjoy the rest of the episode.
What I do, what Upna J does, what Paps does, and Calmsy and whatnot, it's no different from what Key and Peele do. It's just they're on a higher budget.
Oh my god, bro!
They're legends, innit?
Legends,
yeah.
Bro.
So it's like they
Aaron.
Yeah,
That is
sick.
That's the best one.
But yeah, it's like they just do what we do in a higher budget, and we try to do that. But just because we're in this realm of people that don't really care about the artistic side of things, you know what I mean? So we get put in that mix and just like, oh, they're just content creators. But I don't really take it as that, bro.
See, the thing,
I've got a degree in theatre arts. My mom was an actress. Like, I take this shit like seriously.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Nah, I hear you. What's the? I know we're getting a bit deep before we've even started any banter, but like, given that, on a side note, like, so what is are you trying to be an actor, like stand-up comedy, like, what's like the ultimate goal, inshallah? Like, what would be your dream?
It changes constantly, bro. That's the crazy thing. So I'd say growing up, I wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
Because obviously I see my mum acting in it. And I saw my mum acting in it.
Okay, big up auntie, man.
Yeah. Auntie. So I've always, like, in the beginning, I always wanted to be an actor. Then I went for a degree in theatre arts.
Okay.
And there was a module in theatre arts called stand-up comedy. Dabbled with a bit of stand-up comedy, which is, I think that helped me in the most with writing and coming up with stuff.
Okay.
That's how I think I'm able to write skits. But then obviously YouTube and content creating came along and I was like, right, I can be big in this. So I feel like any 3 of those I'd be happy. I'd be happy being an actor, I'd be happy doing stand-up, and I'd be happy just being a full-time content creator. Do you get me?
I guess at the end of the day, the way I see it is if you're doing something that you're passionate about,
yeah,
and you're making income,
I just love entertaining.
Say again.
I just love entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're doing it, so number one, if you're fulfilling your purpose or your passion, but most importantly, you're also making a legal and a halal income from it. For me, it's like that's kind of the two most important things. Because I do feel like there's a fine line between a lot of people focus on passion, chase your passion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? F the money, but
no, you can't.
I'll be real. Like
you find a balance.
That's not a feasible mindset to have, in my opinion, 100%. Especially in a place like.
I tried, and I was like, this ain't it.
Yeah, but speaking of that, bro, I remember. I don't know when it was exactly. But I remember seeing content from you about you were, from the outside looking in, please correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like you weren't in necessarily a happy place with content and where you necessarily were in your journey. And I think you did a podcast or some sort of video where you said, I'm going to call it a day soon.
Yeah.
And I remember giving you a call saying, bro, like you're one of the GOATs in this. I don't know if you remember that call.
No, I remember.
But it was just a thing where I felt like, although maybe we're not necessarily everyday boys and we don't speak all the time, but it was a thing where I felt obliged as someone who's worked with you in this capacity that, like, I really don't want to see this guy call it a day. And I'm so, alhamdulillah, happy, bro, that not only did you carry on, but correct me if I'm wrong again, it seems like your stuff is doing better now than it probably ever did.
No, thank you, bro. I appreciate that still. Yeah, there was a few people that called me around that time. They're like, bro, like, come on, man, you're amazing at this. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I appreciate it, bro. But around the time, I think it was a thing where I just felt I was disrespected in a lot of places. Do you get me? Mm-hmm. And maybe it was my ego speaking at the time or whatnot. Do you know what I mean? I felt, but it's this weird place where when you feel like you have something to prove, because after that, I feel like I put out some of my best work after that. Do you get me? And you were right about like, you're doing way more better after that. And then slowly after a while, I feel like I'm just going to do this for fun. Do you know what I mean? Because now I've invested in other places and stuff. Do you get me?
That's good, bro. That's good.
So now I can look at this as just like, I'll do it whenever I want, when I feel like it, when I'm feeling a bit creative and whatnot. Do you get me? Yeah. But around that time, bro, I was driven by ego because I was like, I see my friends around me, my peers getting all these opportunities and stuff. And I thought I was being disrespected because I wasn't. And I was driven by like, I need to prove something. Do you get me? Weirdly enough, it's Islamically it's wrong and it's unhealthy, but it was bringing the best out of me in a weird way.
What was bringing the best out of you?
Being driven by ego, bro.
Elaborate. I don't know if I fully understand that.
So I feel like when you feel like you need to prove people wrong, because you feel belittled in a way.
So you've got more of a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Which I don't know, like I call it ego, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes a bit of ego in certain situations can help you.
I don't necessarily see that as ego, what you just described. I would see that more of a thing of where I don't know the word for it, your self-value, but you're feeling as if the world isn't on the same pace of giving you that value. Because I felt like that with what I do. Yeah. Where, with all due respect, people, in my opinion, that are less talented than me or may not have been doing it necessarily longer, but it got to the point where I said to myself, the game is the game and it is what it is. Why someone else is doing better than me or worse than me isn't really any of my business, as long as I'm just focusing on doing my thing and being my best authentic self and having ultimately having that yaqeen, that faith, that trust that if this is gonna work, it's gonna work because God wants it to work. But if it's gonna flop, it's gonna flop because God doesn't want it to work for me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to make this be a religious and
no. Bro, there's nothing wrong with being religious. More time I hate it when I'm in a debate or argument with someone. And I'll bring religion into it, and they'll be like, "Why are you bring religion into this?" I'm like, "Bro, of course I'm gonna bring religion into this.
Do you know what?
Ain't nothing wrong with that."
Just hold that thought for. Pause that thought for 1 second.
Go on.
The reason why I say that is because my old viewers will know this because of the previous content I've done over the years, etc. But it's like sometimes it's difficult to have an individual opinion if it doesn't necessarily align with the scriptures or with the teachings. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's right. Because wrong is wrong, and ultimately, if you do follow a particular faith, whether you're Muslim or Christian or whatever it may be, you have to align yourself with a certain guideline to be right or wrong, because that's just how it works. But the reason why I kind of prefix it with, I'm not that I'm a religious person, or I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as a religious guy, is because I understand that although I may not have like 1 million followers and millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers and hundreds of thousands of views, it's just a thing of like, I don't ever want to be in a position where someone looks up to me so far to the extent where they're like, oh, because Haider said that and that's Haider's point of view, then we should also think the same way. Do you get me? Because I always say I just speak as an individual.
Yeah.
And I don't speak from a point of view that's like studied Islam or the Quran or Hadith, for example.
100%. I agree with you, bro. Point number one I was making before was I feel like when you're failing, you just have to look at results, and rather than getting angry at the world, just hold accountability and be like, okay, cool, this isn't working right now and I need to do better. That's just my attitude always. Do you get me?
Yep.
Number two, I think as far as the religious thing, if I was in a relationship and I was talking to my wife and I say in Islam it says this, and she says, why are you bringing religion into it? That would put me off so much, bro. Do you get me?
I mean,
if I was in an argument, my wife said to me, look, Islamically we're supposed to do this, I'll just shut up and be like, you know what? Show me the source. If it's right, then yeah, this is the way we got to do it. I would.
The only, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I would usually use religion as a basis of guidelines, as like you said. But any like shortcomings is me as an individual, as a human being. That's it.
The only thing I would say with that is there's nothing wrong with that. You just as much as you would, a man, a husband would be in his right to say that. So would a wife. That is completely valid in kind of both directions. But the only thing with that is, excuse me, got a burp pending.
Pending. It's like, when someone sneezes, you go.
Trust me,
stop.
them pending transactions. For real.
TFL just messages
Trust
you
me.
midnight like £2 gone out of your account.
Just take it. I know it's coming. Just take it. So for me, it's like. If you oh yeah, you stop doing that, man. It's been a while.
It, bro. Yeah, people be hitting me up saying, "No, bro, man, bring boss man back."
I forgot about that, man. You need to do something. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I can't believe I forgot.
We'll have a conversation about that
after. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it was a thing of where there's nothing wrong with having that stance by using your religious teachings with the conversations or arguments or direction of where to go or just issues to settle or whatever it may be. But then the problem is, not the problem, but then the thing you have to also be prepared for is just know that if you say this, then technically speaking, there's going to be something that you're yourself probably not doing that's also in the religion.
That's fine.
So be prepared.
Yeah, they're allowed to use that argument. They're allowed to use that argument.
But I'm not saying to you personally. I'm just saying to everyone watching or listening right now. Like,
if you want to go down that route.
If you're going to go down that route, then be prepared for the, not backlash, but you know, if you're going to dish out a certain type of vibe, expect it back, and don't be surprised if you're going to get the same sort
and if
of
you
energy
get it back, you just have to hold accountability, be like, you know what I'm doing is wrong, you're right.
For real.
And that's just me as a human being flawed.
For real. But now I am really happy to see that you're back in full effect. I think the last time you and I actually met in person was when Waleed and a couple of the other brothers hosted the Palestine game towards the end of last year.
That was amazing, bro. You know how many people...
What's good, my people? Literally taking a few seconds to say, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video. It really helps small creators like myself reach more people like you. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, be sure to follow the page. Leave a review, man. Tell me what you think of the episode.
Came forward.
Yeah, mashallah, that was the first time I went to something like that, and it was even.
And it was nice seeing Asian and Arabs and Middle Easterns just all coming.
Yeah, there was so many people, man, and until this day, I made new friends, I met new people in the content world, and it's just forget content for a second, just generally speaking. Just,
you know how I saw that day? I don't know if you've seen him on TikTok. He's that Somali brother.
Yeah.
That goes into shops.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, boss, do you know what aisle this from? And the boss would be like, I think it's aisle number 3.
I remember seeing that type of stuff. Yeah.
You know, I went up to him. Yeah. I was like, bro, no way you're here. He goes, yeah, bro, I came down from Newcastle. I was like, yeah. And then he was like, I see what you're doing. I started doing it.
He's from Newcastle, yeah?
Yeah. He's
no
actually,
way,
yeah,
that's a bop. Yeah, I actually met a brother from Bradford. The guy that does the acting. Nahel?
Oh, Nahel.
Yeah.
Not Sahel.
Nahel. Yeah, he was cool people as well, man.
Yeah.
He was cool people as well. But now overall, I think that that event was lit. The crowd was sick. I remember MK scoring the overhead as well.
Oh, bro,
that was overall. Although the weather was freezing, but and it was sick to see you and Upna J on the mic.
Well, that was such a flop, bro.
No, but you still like held it down.
Yeah. We made people laugh and stuff, but it was a thing. We arrived at the arena. It's like you got one mic and you got to share between you two, and we're just like.
Bro, but I guess that's the art of persevering, especially in the creative capacity, innit? Like, where like, you know, you may not have all the tools in front of you, but you find a way to make it work. But now, bro, all jokes aside, I know we're going on tangents, but like, love for coming on. I know this was a bit of a last minute one. I was saying to Rafay off camera as well that if I'm not mistaken, you're the most popular, like, reoccurring guest that's been in the guest seat, even before the rebrand and stuff. So clearly the people are in for another treat. But yeah, bro, so obviously no blind spots, new directions, new sort of a new chapter, you know what I'm trying to say? You know, we were speaking a few minutes ago about, you know, there was a time where, you know, not long ago where you were feeling like to call it a day, but alhamdulillah, you took a break, done your thing, came back even stronger. And I feel like, you know, I really want people watching right now to champion change, to embrace changes, and that adversity doesn't always need to be necessarily a bad thing. It can also be something that you prevail with, do you know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully they get that from, you know, watching and listening to us today, do you know what I'm trying to say? Even though we're definitely not talking about deep stuff because it's gonna get juicy. But my bro, if the people watching right now, I know why they're here. You know why they're here, and they should know why they're here. We're here to dissect some juicy, you know, dilemmas. You know what I'm trying to say, and hopefully we can give some expertise. You know what I'm trying to say. Myself, Haider, we've got the Prince of Comedy here as well.
Where were these sent on Instagram?
No, bro. So these are actually from Reddit.
Okay.
So these aren't from people that follow me. These are completely anonymous people. Okay. But these are real, actual dilemmas. You know
I started using Reddit in 2012. My account's from 2012, bro.
2012?
10-year anniversary. Came up 2 years ago. It was telling me.
Okay. Do you use it the way it's supposed to be used?
I've been using it like I was using it like a newspaper back in the day, bro. I'd wake up in the morning and on the toilet, I'm just going through Reddit like, all right, what's popping right now?
Yeah.
And I've seen it over the years become more commercial, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Like nowadays, you see TikTok videos where there'll be like GTA gameplay at the bottom, and there'll be like a Reddit dilemma being read out in an AI voice.
That's so like.
But everyone's trying to get the 1 minute, 1 second.
Everyone's trying to make money with no creativity, bro.
I mean,
of the creativity program with no creativity.
The game, you know what it is, bro. The game is the game, man. I feel like TikTok.
As a businessman, I rate it because in business morals apparently go out the window. But as an artist, as a creative person, I'm like, bro, like if you need to do this, then invest that energy into actual business or somewhere else. You know what I mean?
You know what, bro? You know what? I feel you've spoken about this before, like in passing, but it's been mainly kind of like the vibe I got was banter. Yeah. Before we get into the dilemmas, I feel like this is maybe a good little tiny tangent. Yeah, but I think people need to understand. Yeah, when I say people, I don't just mean the people watching. Just generally, the world needs to understand. Yeah, like, you know, it's okay to have a job. You know, it's okay to not want to be famous. Oh yeah, 100%. It's okay to not be the guy with 100k followers. Like, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, bro. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like everyone nowadays is trying to be a vlogger, bro. Everyone's trying to be, you know,
famous,
day in the life. You know,
and you know what's crazy?
I got
bro.
A blue lotta. You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on, man. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Bro, you know what's funny? Yeah, I feel like once people get a taste of it, instantly they realize, okay, like, it's only the people that have challenged themselves creatively, like, okay, what can I do next now? What can I do next? That persevere in the long run. When people get a taste of the clout, for example, you know, the people that have been doing this for a while will ask them, they don't like that side of things. Do you get me? It gets tiring after a while, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, even me, I'll be real. I said to myself earlier this year that I want to, you know, I committed to focus a bit more on, like, posting a bit more regularly and consistently on my own actual pages, not just in the podcasting side of things. Because I feel like the podcasting brand that I've built over the past few years, that in itself was ongoing, like, because I was dropping consistent content for years and years. But it was a thing of, like, I kind of regret not also simultaneously building my own platform and page. But, you know, it's never too late to regret. 100%.
Do you think podcasting has gotten harder over the last few years?
I wouldn't necessarily say harder, pause, but I would say how to say it.
Why for that?
Oh, major why. I wouldn't necessarily say podcasting has become harder. What I would say is it's become more saturated, and it's become less enjoyable because so many more people do it. So now, back in COVID, when when I was doing Hate Squared or whatever, there was probably maybe 1 to maybe 4 to 5 other podcasters or podcasts within our communities talking about similar things, probably, if that.
I think
But now it's dozens. Do you know what I'm trying
what
to say?
I think makes it harder as time goes by
Yeah.
is more podcasters, more content creators, more people are coming out,
Yeah.
and people find the figure that's more relatable to them and latch onto them. Say, for example, when you may have started in lockdown,
Yeah.
you may have had like the Muslim groups watching you, or the Kurdish.
We actually
or-
started before lockdown.
Before
like
lockdown.
6 months before lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you probably had like a majority Kurdish, Pakistani audience or a Muslim
Yeah,
audience and
Middle
stuff.
Eastern,
Yeah,
Arabs, Asians.
Exactly. And then as time went on, a lot more podcasts have started, and they find the category that fits to them the most, that's most relatable. So someone that was Somali that was watching your podcast, they might have found like a UK Somalian person from East London, like, oh, raw, like, man, that's right from around the corner, and they're from the same country. Do you know what I'm saying? They latch onto the.
Yeah.
That's what made when people have that argument of who's the best rapper alive, it's whoever's the most relatable to you, bro. My best rapper from the UK was Low Key. But you go and ask someone, a Nigerian guy, he probably doesn't even know who Low Key is. You get me? It's just a matter of like finding what's the most relatable to you, who has an impact on you. Do you get me? So I think while you're in this space now where it's oversaturated, there's still like, you know, your podcast probably still holds weight to individuals. Do you get me? So
no, I mean, I would like to hope that the brand that I've built, even though it's under a new name now and there's a different direction, but I would confidently like to think that there's a certain type of crowd that grew with me and that saw value in the types of conversations that I was having and saw and just took value from the guests that I had on and the stuff. Because one thing is, it's like the ethos of the pod has always stayed the same from then and even till now, which has always been just having meaningful conversations. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But anyways, bro, you ready for the first dilemma?
Let's go for the first dilemma.
Cool. The title is Lack of Hygiene. My husband has really bad lack of hygiene issues and I can't communicate with him about this matter because he gets triggered every time.
That's wild.
Trust me. That's the first sentence.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating because it feels like he doesn't respect me enough to make an effort to smell nice or even look decent for me. Can you believe I don't remember the last time we kissed? It's been months. Literally, I don't remember the last time we intimately hugged. Whenever I try to bring this up to him, he gets really defensive. Perhaps I'm not communicating appropriately for him to listen. I don't know, but I've tried different methods, but to avail. I've wrote to him, expressed to him the importance of hygiene, and I've also, trust me, and I've also told him that how it makes me feel.
Man did the Harry Potter.
Trust me, 1 second, let me just make sure the right bits are coming.
Send that out.
At times, my frustration gets the better of me, so I become passive aggressive about it, which doesn't help.
Rightfully so.
I can't believe I have to tell a grown man to brush his teeth, take a shower, etc. Trust me, daddy. I'm not calling you daddy, that's a Drake reference. He works a demanding job, so he smells unpleasant. I stopped telling him to shower, so he would go on days, sometimes a week without it. I don't feel attracted to him anymore. Understandable. And I'm so grateful we don't share a bed. Brackets, I co-sleep with our twins. Everything about him puts me off wanting to be intimate with him. Sometimes to even just be around him. He's a fearful, avoidant attachment style, and on the very end of being avoidant, as anything can trigger him that will make him feel disrespected. Once he feels disrespected, it's game over because there is no getting through to him. I don't know what to do. That is a mad thing.
What does she mean by she sleeps with our twins?
So what I'm assuming is when she puts her kids to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Sleeps. When she puts her kids to sleep, she also just
sleeps. There's two twins.
Yeah.
Puts her twins to sleep.
Yeah. No, that was why you do that to me, bro? We just started the first one. So I'm assuming the stench is so bad. She's sleeping with the youth them.
Bro.
Her youth them. Mad. Where did we start, bro? She wrote to him. They live in the same house.
What's still gonna go near him, just like write a letter.
Bro, okay, do you want me to start? Because I feel like I've always been quite big on hygiene and stuff. Should I start or do you wanna go for it?
Go on.
All right, right off the bat, the first thing I'll say is this: I feel like hygiene related issues, generally speaking, unless somebody's going through like a mental health problem or like, you know, they're going through depression, I'm not necessarily saying it warrants it, but this would probably be an issue that has been consistent from probably before you guys got married. So my first question is, did you not clock this stuff beforehand? That would be the first question I have.
Maybe he's got other characteristics that outpower that, and she saw that and magnified it, and then later on, because that's what happens in marriages. Usually, you see the good stuff in people, and then later on, it's like, okay, I'm living with this person now, and I've noticed this, I've noticed that. Do you get me? But still,
Trust me, man. I mean, for okay, the shower thing. I know there's people out here who proudly
how
shower.
can she say that he doesn't brush his teeth?
That's what I was trying to get
That's
to.
wild.
The fact that
that's
fact
not
that
depression,
he
bro.
doesn't
That's
brush
just neglection. That's crazy, bro.
a different type of ION at the end. You know what I'm trying to say? What my thing is this: there's a lot of people out here in this crazy dunya that wouldn't mind going maybe 2 to sometimes even 3 days without showering. And if that's one of you, then please, you know what I'm saying, like call Met Police on yourself, because that's a mad thing. But the brushing the teeth thing, now that one I can't understand, bro. Even if you're home alone, I'm sorry, that just to me will never make sense. Like from time the poor woman is saying, you know, can you believe I don't remember the last time we hugged or kissed? Like, bro, this is your spouse, this is your husband. Like,
yeah, that's
how
gonna
you
start
say-
affecting the relationship.
you know what I'm
and
trying to
stuff,
say?
yeah.
But the real thing is, bro, like, what advice do we give this poor woman, man? Seems like she's tried to communicate.
I would say threaten to leave, and that's like not actually. I don't know, like fake leave, just to see like come on. You know what I mean? That's like the
Extreme.
yeah, that's the extreme.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it after that, then you kind of know your answer, bro. For me, that would make me want to leave someone, bro. If someone that's not hygienic, bro. I'd be like, what the hell?
But bro, in a kind of like reverse engineering type of way, yeah. If we really, I know we're like bantering and
Okay.
it's humorous and whatever, but let's really deep the thing, yeah. Bro, you know, as a man, naturally, no matter how busy you are with work or no matter how carefree you are, scientifically, like genetically, you'd want to be intimate with your wife. You'd want,
Yeah, of course, of course.
The fact that he himself is okay going X amount of clearly months here without hugging or holding hands or whatever it may be with his own wife, that's a big sign of where he is mentally to me, bro. Like, I can't ever see myself relating to that.
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't have an issue, the fact that he's not been
Yeah.
intimate with his wife, or maybe he does. I don't know if they've had that conversation.
Right.
But funnily enough, you know, one time I was on Reddit and there was this forum and it was just what's the biggest issue you've got with men? They were asking women, and a lot of them said that they're not hygienic and they're not cleaning themselves properly downstairs. That's wild. But this one's even crazy. This is like brushing your teeth, the simple stuff, bro.
Yeah, this is, I feel like, basics of the basics. I mean, I went into the comment section a tiny bit, and someone was like, you know, have you spoken to maybe like the elders in his family, like his mum or whatever? So people have even gone to that.
That's another thing I would say, like talk to people around him to kind of like maybe give him that that push.
You know, one thing I have realized though, bro, in recent times, yeah, and it's actually been a bit of a sad wake up call, like where I've seen people that I know let themselves go in a similar way for different reasons. But
does that happen?
Wait, one sec. Let me land. That's what people say. Let me land. But to them, they think of it like this: I ain't here to impress anyone. I don't care. I don't care how I'm looking. I don't care how I'm presenting myself, because at the end of the day, I'm like, if I'm doing it for myself, I'll do it in my own time, sort of thing. I'm not saying exactly this thing of like the extent of not brushing teeth, because I wouldn't even speak to someone like that. I'll be real. But the point is that from my honest opinion, it sounds like he's going through something mentally, and this is his way of dealing with it.
How long did you say this has been going on for?
She didn't actually specify, bro, but I mean,
they haven't kissed in months. What's months?
Well, I mean, it's been months. She goes, can you believe I don't remember the last time we kissed? It's been months. Literally, I don't remember the last time we intimately hugged.
How long would it take you to forget that this is the last time that you've done something with someone?
I mean, bro, it must be months, because she wrote it's been months.
Yeah, that's like a good 6 months at least.
I mean, what I'm trying to read further.
Bro, just shower him in his sleep.
Throw a bucket of water on him. Just be running.
That's wild. And you got kids together as well. There's only so much you can threaten them with.
Yeah, I'm even.
Could you imagine after they had, because I've heard this thing that men kind of change after their marriage or when they have kids. Could you imagine?
Let themselves go.
Yeah. Imagine as soon as they have kids, like, he's just like, fuck it, I'm not taking no more showers.
No, but this is the thing. If you're taking showers,
it's been a chore this whole time. Finally, I can stop.
If that's how you view
Yeah.
self-hygiene, there's something really wrong with you, bro.
Yeah,
that's my
crazy.
thing is this, bro. I'm not even saying big up the mandem that do this. Personally, can't relate, and I'm not sure if you can. Those 20-step skincare routines. First, I put this under my eyes, then I put
you
this
do that?
behind my. Bro, of course, I said I can't relate. I said I
Oh,
can't
okay,
relate. You know what I'm
yeah.
trying to say? Don't do that. You just came back after a while. Don't let this be the last.
bro.
Sorry, signal's really bad. No, but my thing is, there's a lot of mans that do that. You know what I'm trying to say? They do that, the 20-step skincare
Bro, listen,
routine.
Nivea cream and water. That's all we need.
Bro, and Dawaz, that's all you need. You know what I'm trying to say?
Stay
For me,
away
it's
from
a what's that brand? Am I saying it right? CeraVe?
They're not
CeraVe?
paying us.
They're not paying it, but I'll be real, bro. They're like a multi.
I do
$1
Nivea cream, bro. That's me.
Swear, I used to do Nivea back in the day, but I feel like, you know, then obviously the Manscaped bag started coming in and that type of stuff. You know what
So
I'm
you
trying to
leveled
say?
up your cream.
You know them ones there, bro. I'll be
Pause.
pause. Yeah, but my ultimate advice would be is to the sister that you know obviously submitted this. It's good that she's tried her best to communicate. Maybe it would be a good idea if you tried to
like
get
some weird dilemma. I can't even like imagine.
Yeah,
that, bro.
I would say it's good. It might be a good suggestion if you try to speak to some of his peers, like maybe his siblings, elder siblings, or even if he's younger. For all we know, not like kids, but like parents, cousins, or like anyone that's that he respects and trusts, and they can kind of sit him down properly and speak to him.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't think your suggestion was that bad. Like, brother, if you don't fix up by this date, I'm sorry, but I can't
deal with this.
I can't be around. Like,
I can't.
You know what I'm trying to say? But
It's been months already.
and my thing is, as a man, if
But obviously, try every avenue before you do that.
yeah.
You can't use that as a friend. I'd say like talk to family members and say, can you speak to this guy and talk to him about the issue? If he's refusing to hold accountability or solving the problem, then sooner or later you gotta be like.
Yeah, because the thing is, you don't ever want to get to the stage which unfortunately they're at or she's at, which is she's losing attraction for her spouse now. But I don't know. Yeah, look, you can go even to shops like Poundland or Asda or Tesco's, yeah, and spend less than £5 and it will take care of you hygienically. Get a little Lynx roll-on, whatever it may be, a quick, even if it's an Asda price one, I don't even know if they exist.
If
Get a
she's
little
clocking
roll-on, a
this-
little moisturizer, shampoo,
Yeah.
shower gel. That's less than a 5 sheet. Come on, bro.
You know, without going into details,
Yeah,
I've
go on, bro.
got friends that are unhygienic as a couple.
As a
As a couple, they're both unhygienic.
so the law of attraction is just
Oh my days,
the
bro.
stench is just
Bro,
keeping them together.
Bro,
Mad thing.
I feel like they just don't even clock it because they live together and shit. But yeah, it's
Mad.
in this case, at least one of them's realizing, hold on
Yeah.
a second, there's a problem here. Do
Have
get
you
me?
said anything to these people? Have you said anything to these people?
I'm actually scared of saying on camera. That's
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
How do you tell someone that they stink like shit, bro? without offending them.
You
Bro,
know what's there.
Haider, you know for a fact if I walked in this room stinking like shit, you would have to just firm it the whole podcast.
No, but wait.
Go on.
Wait,
There's
wait,
no
wait,
way.
wait.
There's no way you would tell me right now.
No,
Like, yo, bro.
but that's because, like, we're cool. We've been acquainted for maybe a year or so, a year and a half.
But you had
so
a-
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay, maybe you might.
But I'm not in a position to say that to you, bro. Bro, you're my guest. I'm not gonna offend you.
Bro, do you know how many times?
I'm not seeing you every other day or whatever. We're not like, you're not coming to my gaff like that. I'm not coming to like it's not really a thing. But like if we're everyday boys and we're linking up and we're going for food and we're actually like we're seeing each other consistently, then I might have to be like, yo, my brother, 1 sec, I need to chat to you.
Okay.
1 sec.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I like the way this conversation's went.
Okay, go on.
You've spoken to me and said,
Okay.
yo, like, bro, like maybe you should try this.
Okay.
And I'll be like, all right, cool. Next
Yeah.
time you link me, I still stink like shit.
Okay, cool.
Do you get me? It's not easy, bro.
I'll make a rule around you then. Anytime you step in my car, I'm gonna give you a link and you go in front of me. That's the rule. And every time you get out, you go do.
You wouldn't do that
again.
You wouldn't do that.
No, but if you're my close friend, I might have to make you.
The way you would do is maybe you spray like, oh yeah, bro, do you want some? Like you wouldn't.
Do you want a
say
chewing
straight-
gum?
You wouldn't say straight.
Oh, bro, this chewing gum flavor was really nice. You know, do you want
Bro,
some?
it's the new extra. They released this just recently, bro. Try this.
Extra Wrigley's, whatever it's called. You know, one's there.
But yeah, you wouldn't say it straight up to me. Let's be real, bro. You wouldn't say it straight up to me, bro.
No, but I would. Okay, no. I would say it straight up if it got to the point where it was consistent. If it happened maybe like 3, 4, 5 times, and I'm like, yo, I genuinely don't think this guy knows what's going on.
When I was a youth, I used to read the Quran in someone's house, innit?
Okay.
And I think one you came in one day and he stank like shit.
Oh.
And no one ever spoke about it. No one, no kids ever turned around like, right, but we all knew subconsciously. One day you had to leave early, innit? And the teacher pulled out a spray, just spraying up the room, and everyone started cracking up because it's like finally someone sort of said it, sort of thing. Why is it such a taboo
Man
thing?
said Al-Fatiha just for that.
Bro,
That's mad.
why is it such a taboo thing to tell a stinky person they stink? Is it offensive?
It is.
You think?
It is. It is. Do you know why?
Personally,
because most of the time they probably don't know that they stink.
I think that's the hard part. That's the hard part.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's like pointing out someone's insecurity. But at the same time, if someone turned and said to me like, "Raw, bro, like you smell today," I'd be like, "Raw, thank you, bro." Like spray myself up.
No, but this is my thing. I'm the type of person where I wouldn't mind someone saying to me, someone in limits, people that I actually like I F with, yeah. I wouldn't mind someone taking me to the side and say, "Yo, bro, I can't lie. Your breast kick,
like
breast,
say that's like, bro, did you go gym today or
no,
something like?"
Or like Haider, your breast kicking like Bruce Lee. Like here's a tune. Come on, bro. I was waiting for that one. I had that one in the Arsenal for a while. But you know what I'm trying to say. And then they say, "Yo, I can't lie, bro. Like, hope you don't mind me saying your breast." This never happened. I just want to say this never ever. Alhamdulillah, it's never happened. But my point is, if it came from a loved one, I wouldn't be offended.
Obviously, thank God we're having this conversation, isn't it? Because, bro.
Tell me, bro. Tell me, bro.
I'm playing.
Out of 10, how much do I stink?
No, you don't.
Let's make this a therapy session about how much I stink.
You don't smell at all, bro.
No, I know. That's one thing I can say for sure. You will never catch me on a like.
Same.
I'm trying to say like
all
jokes aside, like alhamdulillah, bro. That's something. I would even say even more further than the point of like fragrances and aftershave, like just general hygiene. That is something like I really pride myself in. You know what I'm trying to say, on or whatever the word is. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, to the individual that submitted this dilemma. Firstly, really sorry you're going through this because no one deserves that. But maybe something me or Rafay said right now helped you.
Yeah, hopefully. Something in there.
Inshallah.
There's something in there.
You know what I'm trying to say. All right. Next one. Husband of 11 years does not want to be intimate with me and his reasons have left me feeling crushed. My husband and I have not been intimate for over 6 months and I don't know what to do.
Sorry. Stop.
Shall I start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so the title is Husband of 11 years does not want to be intimate with me and his reasons have left me feeling crushed. My husband and I have not been intimate for over 6 months and I don't know what to do. I have tried to initiate a few times but no bite from his side. This was never an issue before, so as he would always initiate, but I find it disturbing that he stopped and not made any attempts. He's also spending more time alone by himself. So the problem I have now is I've asked him about the issue and his response is here summarized. And she actually wrote like 6 bullet points, bro. You ready, yeah? Number 1. You mostly turn me down whenever I initiate and he said he grew tired of it. 2. He said I was a selfish lover and never cared about what he wanted or desired in the bedroom. 3. He said that I made him feel disgusted in himself because whenever he was touchy with me, I would always complain or act annoyed. 4. He said he realized we hardly spend time with each other anyway and I'm always on my phone even when it's bedtime. Number 5, he said he has tried to talk with me in the past but would just say that I would always call him a victim or say he has a victim mentality. And last but not least, he said he was also concerned how someone can function with poor dental hygiene. He said I would get super defensive when he told me to take care of my teeth. I feel like he's overreacting, but he said this was going on for years and he's just grown tired of it. Yeah.
Is this not the partner of the person? Maybe
this is like the other side of it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So my thing is this, bro. Actually, you know what? Last time I answered first. You go for it.
As someone that has a lot of pride and lacks attention, I see his points quite valid.
Yeah.
But what she's saying is worrying. That sounds like he's just because as a man you have certain wants and needs.
Of course.
And if it's been going on for a while, I'll start questioning like, why are you spending so much time alone? Do you know what I'm saying?
It says 6 months here.
6 months is crazy. 6 months is crazy. Even though I've never been in a relationship, I can't imagine myself not wanting to do something intimate with my wife for 6 months.
That's points that he mentioned that when she asked him, for example,
his points make sense.
Whenever I initiate, and he said he grew tired of it. He said I was a selfish lover and never cared about what he wanted or desired in the bedroom. he said that I made him feel disgusted.
That sounds like she's snitching on herself.
So my thing is this.
How do you not self-reflect on these points?
But this is what I'm saying. Like, imagine typing this and still thinking, I wonder what the problem is. You're the problem. In the words of Zakir Naik, sister asked very good question.
No, terrible question.
You know what I'm trying to say? Very good question because she got the answer, bro. That's why it's a very good question. I can't lie. I feel
That's self-explanatory.
You know what, bro? This is a great reflection point for the sisters watching about taking accountability.
Yep.
How are you submitting a question on Reddit and the answer is there?
The answer
You've
is there.
done all these things to put your husband off, and you're wondering why he's not touched you in 6 months, bruv. Come on, man. You're moving mad.
At some point,
in the words of Young Spray, you're moving mad. You're moving mad. In the words of Young Spray, you know what I'm saying?
At some point, like when your husband's there in bed, like, hey babe, like come on, it's been a while, and you're just there chilling on your phone. You gotta realize, come on. Where's the issue here now? And
this whole thing about he said he was trying to talk with me in the past, but he would just say that I would call him a victim or say he has victim mentality. Now this is going on a tangent.
This is very belittling.
This is what I'm saying, but this is going on a slight tangent. But this is my thing. This is why oftentimes the internet advises men to not open up to women, because somewhere, some point, more than likely, you hear the term victim or victim mentality, and as a man, no matter what ethnicity you are, what background you are, it will always hurt your pride.
Demasculating.
Forget ego and pride for a second, bro. Yeah, exactly, spot on. But also, it hurts your self-respect when you hear that from your significant other. So the fact that in the past, your husband, bearing in mind, Rafay, bro, this isn't a boyfriend, this isn't a fling, this isn't a situationship, this is your husband, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? If he's open up to you about this topic, and you've turned around to him and called him a victim and said you've got victim mentality, I can't lie, you're the problem here.
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's my 2 cents.
I would say you need to self-reflect and fix on yourself in the situation. Yeah, I've never been in a relationship, but it sounds like she seems to be the problem here, but I also relate to the fact that, like, if I'm usually talking to someone and there's a neglection there, I'd get put off, bro. Do you get me?
I think the thing is, I feel like a lot of not a lot of social media, because that doesn't make sense. I feel like social media has really indirectly made us, when I say us, I'm talking both men and women, made us scared of being ourselves and showing any sort of sense of vulnerability, because we're taught what a man should or shouldn't do, or what a woman should or shouldn't be, if that makes sense. So when it comes to situations like this, from time your own husband is saying to you, before bed you're always on your phone, and he just gave up even wanting to speak to you, the fact that you yourself didn't clock that, I don't know, to me that like you would notice these things. I'm not saying like I'm perfect, but if someone did that once or twice or 2 or 3 times, it's one of them ones where it happens. But bro, it's for 6 months for that to happen, and you have to go to Reddit. I don't know, bro. That's just a bit of a, it's a bit of a lost cause for me. You know what I'm trying to say? What was funny? It's just
how it gets to there. This is How does she even come to the page? How do you see the problems there?
He said something. She said something else here. This is another one. He said he was also concerned how someone can function with poor dental hygiene. He said I would get super defensive when he told me to take care of my teeth. So she's basically saying that her teeth are mash up, and he's told her teeth are mash up.
What I rate, is that she's given us all his argument points. What women usually do when they're telling the story is leave out these things and make themselves look like the good person, good two shoes. Yeah. Are you sure her man didn't write this?
I think she said, babe, here's my phone. I beg you just, I beg you just, you know what I'm trying to say? Can you just type it in the notes so I can copy and paste it later? Yeah. But you know what, bro? Let's.
Maybe they, as a couple, sat down and said, let's put this on Reddit, see how to fix this, babe. Do you get me?
Who needs a therapist when you can just submit Reddit dilemmas together? All right, here's my actual advice. The fact that, you're evidently aware of how you've made him feel, I feel like, if it's taken 6 months to get here, don't expect 1 week of a bit of flirting to go back to where you were 6 months ago. So my thing is, you now need to make an active effort consistently now for the foreseeable future.
But you have to
make him feel like he's valued.
Yeah, but it's the fact that we have to tell her to do that just makes the action in itself as sincere. These are feelings that you should have innately. Do you get me?
That's also true.
With me personally, bro, if I have an argument with my wife
Mm.
and I'm like, this is what the issue is and you need to fix these and start doing this, and I see her start doing that, it would still feel insincere because I'm like, bro, you should have wanted to do this. I shouldn't have had told you. Do you get me? It doesn't hold as much weight. I mean,
I definitely get it in the sense of if I have to tell you to do something that you should have already been doing, or could be in this case not been doing.
Okay, let me give you a small example here. You're with your wife every night, and she's telling you, hey babe, like I'm having so much issues at work and stuff, this is what my goals are and what's not, and you're gonna have conversations of like, yeah babe, this is what you need to do and stuff. And then sooner or later you're like, babe, you never ask me like what my interests are and what I want to achieve and what I want to do. Yeah. And then the next day she starts asking you.
Yeah.
But doesn't it feel like, oh, like you're just doing this because I said it to you?
Not really. Shall I tell you why? Because I am the type of person where I'd like to, in most situations in life, give someone the benefit of the doubt before assuming negatively. So sometimes it's a thing where them not asking was just a thing where they didn't think deep into it, not because they didn't want to ask, because they didn't want to ask and they wanted to make me feel bad about it. So for me, it would actually make me feel like, okay, you know what? I gave them a reflection on something on something how they've made me feel. Sorry, that didn't make sense. I've given them feedback on their behavior and how it's made me feel. So now in turn, I'm seeing them take action on that feedback.
Yeah.
So that would make me feel like, okay, cool. You know what? They do give a monkeys about how I feel, sort of thing.
Yeah. With me, I think they would have to do it in a way where it doesn't come across forced. That's what it is.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, I definitely hear you. So it's not like I don't. It's not like I don't see your point. Yeah. But it's kind of a thing of like you've also got to give someone a bit of grace, innit? Like if what's that meme?
Bro, do you know what it is?
Grace on each year. Have you seen that meme? Please tell me you've seen that meme.
With me, wallah, like when someone's trying to benefit off of me or using me or something just comes across insincere, I see it right through them straight away, bro. It's so weird.
But would you say that's not sincere though? If for example, whether that's okay, let me give you a similar example, but you can change the context on your answer depending on your answer. Yeah. So you can use the same example on whether that's towards a brethren or to your partner. So it's up to you, right?
I don't have a partner. That's haram.
No. I'm just saying hypothetically, if you're married. Yeah?
Hypothetically, if I had a wife.
So yeah, of course, I'm trying to be inclusive here, bro. Not everyone here is necessarily from a Muslimic background. No one's there. So if there was a situation where you felt, you know what, I do X, Y, and Z for them consistently, but I notice that they don't give me the same energy back, and then you voice that to them, whether that's to your friend or whether to your wife or whatever it may be, and then from that moment onwards, that you see them actually making a more active effort. Are you telling me that's gonna jar you?
It would.
Is that gonna annoy you?
I'd have to see how it comes across. If it's a thing where like, oh babe, so what did you do today, brother? How do you feel? And I speak about it for like 10 seconds and it's straight back to like what their interests are. I'll be like, okay, I see what you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying? And bro, I feel like I've come across so many people like that in situations where a lot of the times I'm talking to girls, talking about the day and whatnot. Yeah. And it's like, they'll be like, you know what, enough about me. Yeah. What did you get up to today? Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, well, recently I went through this and today I think I had a little argument with so-and-so. Oh my days, no way you had an argument. I had an argument as well. It's back to them. You get me? And I'm like, okay, cool. I see this is... and
I get you.
And there's a situation recently where someone I met up with wanted to hang out. Okay? I'm trying to make this less bait as I can.
Of course.
Wanted to hang out. And I said, all right, yeah, let's hang out. And I was like, oh, someone's hanging out with me. Cool. Hung out. And within 5-10 minutes of hanging out, oh, by the way, I'm starting this little business. I know you do social media and stuff, and obviously you've got a bit of a pool and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, so
you've got a bit of a
pool, traffic.
Okay,
do you get me?
Cool.
And I realized straight away you're hanging out with me because of this. Do you get me? So it's like if you're doing something, wallah, I don't know what it is, bro. I've got strong senses in terms of like I can clock straight away when someone's actions are insincere. Do you get me? Just because with me personally, if I feel like I'm doing something insincere, I just don't do it. I just don't do it, bro. You can be angry at me. I'd rather you just be angry at me, bro. Do you get me?
What did you do when they started saying all that? Like, how did you navigate the rest of the month?
I kept it cool and stuff. And then obviously after that, when they tried to hit me up and whatnot, I was just moving along, and I was like, you get me?
I think
that's what I usually do, bro.
I think it's definitely good that you kept your cool and you just kept it moving,
Yeah, I
and
always
it is
do,
what it is,
bro.
and you know, you establish the awareness to yourself. I think that's the most important thing. But I think for me, it's like, you know, that's why it's always important for me as an individual that if I'm like, a great example is this episode right now. I called you today and I didn't just waffle for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I was just thinking about you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be in your end soon. Yeah, we should go for a munch. But anyway,
No, but you do that, and I'll hold accountability. Sometimes I'm just the one that's really shit with these sort of things, and stuff. But you know, when you're in the ends, you will hit me up like, yo, bro, like let's chill and just hang out and stuff. And for me, even though we don't, like, the fact that you've reached out and said that just shows that our relationship is a lot more sincere than just a business relationship.
Yeah, so, let's make content and go home. Yeah,
exactly. So it's not just a thing where you're like, we're benefiting off each other. It's a sincere relationship.
No, I understand though, bro. We all get busy, so I never take it personal.
Yeah.
But I think it's a thing where if you're like, for example, this person could have just called you and said, yo, bro, what you saying, man? How you been? It's been a minute. Yo, listen, bro, I'm planning to start this project, and I need, you know, a bit of assistance with X, Y, and Z. Obviously, I know you do your thing with socials and that. Like, I just thought I'd get your opinion on it, man. Like, do you think maybe you could, like, we can navigate a plan together? I don't know if you charge anything for this. I feel like you, correct me if I'm wrong, you'd appreciate that a bit more, right?
If you need advice,
or even if it was a thing of like, yo, bro, I know you're quite clued on with the social media side of things. Like, maybe can we sit down? I don't know if you charge for this
always
stuff.
Even when random people hit me up, I've always
given
the time of day to just give advice. Do you get me? It's like, as long as I don't have to do anything for you, if I just need to give you a bit of explanation and help and whatnot, this is what you need to do.
For real.
Then you know, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's not compromising me, you know.
So this one, bro. So the next and last dilemma, I feel it'll be interesting to hear your answer as well, because of our sort of, you know, different upbringings and cultural backgrounds and stuff. So it'll be nice to get your take on this. The title is Marriage and Parents. I, 23 male, am planning to get married within a few years. My parents have given everything to me. You could say their whole life. They gave me the best sort of education possible. I'm currently studying in the UK. But I'm a little confused. It keeps coming into my mind that if I marry, I won't be able to serve my parents well, although I know my marriage is sunnah and takes you away from sins, and it's a way to get closer to God. What are your opinions on it? Like, if I live with my spouse, how will I give time to my parents? That's an interesting one. I've never seen someone worry about this type of thing when it comes to marriage. You know, I don't know if you can
worry about taking care of the parents well enough while they're married.
Yeah,
that's a common issue. Bro.
No. Sorry. Not taking care of their parents, because that's something I can relate to as well. But more in the sense of like, if I marry, I won't be able to serve my parents well. So my thing is, why? What it seemed like this brother is trying
is he living at home with his parents?
So no. So it sounds. Oh, that I don't know.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
That is the thing. If you're living at home with your parents, then you have to serve them. But if you move out, your parents are pretty understanding, and there's a level of detachment where they don't have that expectation from you anymore.
But do you know this whole thing about serving parents? Like, what does that even actually mean? Because I do feel there's a difference between that from a cultural point of view and a religious point of view. And I may ruffle a few feathers by saying this right now, but let's be real, bro. A lot of the times people are trying to, you know, tie the two in together, but it doesn't actually always work like that. Like, there are rights that, you know, for example, your spouse will have as well, that you can't forget. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%. I get you. But I think
and vice versa. Sorry, there's also rights that your parents have that your spouse can't forget. So it goes both ways. So my thing is, why is this brother looking at this from the point of view of it's kind of like one or the other? Or if I do one, I won't be able to do the other. I don't understand.
You can do both. Or you could find someone that has a mutual understanding, and the best thing is to find partners where you kind of both look at yourselves like, okay, we both have parents and we need to both look after them, and we're both understanding of that.
Yeah, that's true.
The main thing, bro.
But my thing is also this, right? You need to ask yourself, what would, obviously, because this person didn't give details, if you're talking about serving your parents, right, that could mean one thing to me, one thing to you, one thing to the person watching this pod right now, and another thing to the guy who wrote this dilemma.
Okay, what does it mean to you?
To me, serving my parents mean So number one, first and foremost, like, you know, having respect for them, making sure they're okay health wise, if they need anything, whether that's groceries or if I can help it to my best extent financially, or for example,
Yeah, but that's what it means to me as well.
If they need something done online, or
Yeah.
speaking on a phone, or
Yeah.
like writing a letter or something. Even for the most part, my parents
Looking
are,
after your parents,
alhamdulillah,
basically.
able to do a lot of these things on their own.
Yeah,
But it's just a thing of
it's their shortcomings.
yeah,
that
I
you-
guess in a way, just to make sure that they've always got that reassurance that their son is, they're able to fall back on their son to an extent, of course, because
Yeah.
you know, we can't, you know, we also have to live our own lives and
Yeah.
not forget, like, you know, we are our own, we you know,
But I
own
feel
individuals.
like that's what it means to all of us to serve our parents.
Yeah.
I feel like we do have a mutual understanding of that, and I think you're able to do both if you move your wife in with your parents, like you live in the same household.
Mhm.
But at the same time, from history, that causes a lot of problems, bro, because a lot of in-laws and people that come into the new household, they don't usually,
clashes of
there's
opinions,
a lot of
and
clashes.
living lifestyles and
Yep.
living styles, and
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, a lot of people prefer it. It works for a lot of people, especially when people have children. It you know, it helps with like childcare and new parents who are couples who are parents for the first time.
That's a
having-
conversation I've
yeah.
had with my parents. If you was to settle down, would you want to move out, or would you bring your wife in with your parents?
Me personally,
Yeah.
for me, it would have to be, living in my family house,
Mhm.
But that's mainly because obviously there's certain things off camera that I could speak to you in depth about, but it's mainly to do with the fact of, firstly, I feel anyway that there's enough space in my house at the
Yeah.
moment, but there's also a thing of like certain illnesses that parents have and attention that they may need and things of that sort as well. Do you get me? So,
Fully
so it's
hear
from
it.
that point of view. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm not opposed to those who are completely against it. Like, I do understand why a lot of people are anti living with in-laws. I do definitely see why people want to avoid it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to diminish or dismiss people who have that preference.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same thing with me. I want to look after my parents. They're at the age where they do struggle with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad my parents have a healthy, good relationship, and they're able to look after each other at the same time. So
Mashallah,
they don't depend on me that much. Do you get me?
Cool.
But to a degree, I wouldn't want to move countries or something. I still want to live in the same household. Not same household, but somewhere nearby, maybe.
Within vicinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If they call me up and say, "Yo, like, we need you," and I can always
I think that's
accessible.
the thing. Say again.
accessible.
Yeah, I thought you said I need to go get vegetables. typical Asians, you know what I'm trying to say. But for me, I say vegetables. But to be fair, it's a thing where even if it's a thing where you live close by to your family, your family home, I feel that could also work as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I said, if you're within vicinity. But now back to the sort of the dilemma. I feel like to the brother who's thinking about this, I can definitely say that it looks like he's overthinking a lot. The main thing is whatever preference it is that you have when it comes to your married life, whether that means you want to live abroad, because he goes, I'm currently studying in the UK. So it clearly means he's not from the UK, because if you're studying in the UK and you're from the UK, you're not going to say that.
That means he's from back home and back home.
He's from somewhere back home, whether that's a certain type of stan or you know what I'm trying to say, or like wherever it may be.
So he's studying, his family's back home, which
Yeah.
means if he gets married, he'd probably live in his house with his family. Unless he's... But the fact that you're here studying, which means you're not serving
You're
your
more than
parents...
likely going to want to build a life here.
You're able to live away from your parents and you're good with it.
Yeah, but I wish there was more detail about, you know, if I marry, I won't be able to serve my parents well. Maybe that means to him that if I'm studying in the UK, I more than likely would want to build my life in the UK, because most people who come here to study, generally speaking, want to also build their life here, especially if they come from, you know, apparently you can't say third world country anymore.
Is it?
Apparently it's under... It's not nice to say that anymore.
What?
Let me Google better way of saying.
What's the second world country?
Better way of saying. One second, I want to Google this. Third world, because I actually want to learn this. You know, so
A country that's not that
today
advanced
the
yet.
preferred terminology categorizes a nation as a developing country, an underdeveloped country, or a low and middle income country. So let's just call it a developing country. So. Rafay's going to lock off the whole episode right now.
What's the world coming to, bro?
I mean, I kind of hear it though, because like imagine hearing, oh, you know, third world.
Yeah.
That is somewhat degrading. I'm not gonna lie.
How?
Because third world, like, what do you mean third world? Just because, what if a country's been attacked bare times by the West? So historically, that country wasn't a third world country, but now they've become one because of the fact of, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud right now.
I feel like what happens is people give things a title,
Yeah.
and if it's a negative thing, over time it becomes a taboo name for it. When the first, if we was calling prestigious countries third world country, it wouldn't be offensive.
If we were calling prestigious countries.
Yeah, if we called US and UK third world countries, the terminology,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be offensive. It's just a matter of what you make it
Yeah.
out to
We
be,
never
you know
called
what
the
I'm saying?
US or the UK a first world country. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get you. You got a point. But anyways, back to my point. What I'm trying to say is, if this individual is from a developing country,
Yes,
from a
yes, yes.
if this individual is from a developing country, then and they're studying here in the UK,
That's
more
a
than likely
developing
they would
country,
probably
bro.
want to stay in the UK to build their career and obviously earn more money here, right, and build their life,
Yeah.
which is completely normal and completely
Uh-huh.
fine. But then my thing is this, broski, whoever you're planning to marry, have them right conversations, even though you may not actually be living with your in-laws or she may not be seeing your parents on a regular, but you got to make sure that those values are still there, because if in the future you have to move back home or you get to a position where maybe you're able to sponsor your parents and bring them here, obviously you don't want to be in a position where your parents are expecting X, Y, and Z and your wife is expecting A, B, and C. And now
I mean, it also
suddenly
matters if he has
you're clashing.
siblings. If he has siblings back home, like with his parents,
yeah, that's true.
he can just send money back home. Do you get me?
For real. I definitely think this type of conversation, and I'm sure the audience will agree right now.
I had that
as we-
pressure before. I can't lie.
What's that? Sorry.
In terms of like getting married to make my parents happy and
Uh-huh.
also keeping my parents happy in terms of career wise. I feel like there's certain things, as bad as it sounds, you do as your duty to look after your parents, and there's certain things that you need to be selfish with.
Agreed.
And that's okay.
Agreed. I feel like before any man gets to a position where he should even consider marriage, there's certain things that you should have in order. And one of them is, you know, knowing yourself, and more importantly, knowing what it means to be a husband, like knowing what it means to be somebody's partner. Because there's a lot of responsibilities and rights that come with it, bro. Like, it's more than just making a TikTok page and getting invites to Shisha Caf and eating a crepe and
Shisha
giving it a
lounges.
review. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But it's more of a thing of like, this is actually, you know, a genuine lifelong sort of commitment. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, man, I feel like we could speak about these dilemmas for ages and ages. Rafay, my bro,
Listen,
as
man,
always,
it's always been a pleasure.
one thing I like to do, and I'm gonna make the champ. You know what? Before I carry on, the champ needs to get his belts back on.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do, as I've got when I have special guests on, such as yourself, is I like to give the last couple minutes to the guest and say, you know what, bro, you got anything exciting coming up? Anything on your mind that you want to share? Anything that the people should look out for? Just anything in general that you want to like just get off your chest, bro.
Listen. You're going to be seeing me on a lot more business pages.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
do you get me? Social media manager
We love it.
over here.
We love it.
And you're going to see a lot more people copying my content as well.
Okay.
Yeah. World heavyweight champion of being copied.
Talk
Do
your
you get me?
talk your stuff, my guy.
And
Talk your
inshallah,
stuff.
next time I'm here, hopefully I should be married. Do you get me?
Inshallah.
Inshallah,
Okay.
bro.
Wait. Are we giving a time scale, or we're not doing that?
Bro,
right now?
I say this on every podcast. I'm like, yeah, next time you guys see me, and it's been like 3
Oh.
years. It's been 3 years since I've been
Okay,
saying
okay.
that, and I'm like, bro, this is.
All
not
right. You know what?
happening, is it?
Let's speak it into existence.
It's existence,
inshallah.
but you need to act on it. And I'm not, bro. I'm not talking to no one. I'm not seeing no one. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just proper like in my little cave right now.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
But
So right now it's May 2024.
yeah,
I'm gonna give Rafay 247 a deadline to get married by inshallah. If
Sound
all,
like my
if all goes
parents,
to
bro.
plan. If all goes to plan.
sounds like my parents.
No, because obviously you're the champ in it, bro.
Uh-huh.
I know training camp is a madness.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
You're an entrepreneur, not entrepreneur.
Quadruple.
You know them ones there. Alan Sugar hires you for advice. You know them ones. I'm giving you
To the next podcast.
that as well, but I'm saying a nice healthy deadline. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
December 2025.
That's okay.
I feel like that's fair. That's about
that's
just
good enough to know
over
someone's
18
parents,
months.
Good enough to get to know someone, go through the talking stage.
You know them ones there.
Nikah and then
Yeah.
the wedding. Yeah. Hopefully.
And then once there, if you bro,
by that time, I might have gone Turkey and got a new hairline. Do you get me?
Are we talking about
And
that
then
now?
the
Because at one
success
point,
rate
I
for
don't
the
think
marriage.
we weren't talking about that stuff.
Oh yeah. I feel like that would help with the success marriage. Rate.
Yes, sir. The honesty is there. And obviously, ladies, Rafay is clearly on the market. You know what I'm trying to say? He's the heavyweight champ.
Will expire soon, please. Don't
Two
just sit
times.
around. Come
No,
on.
there's no expiration date when it comes to litness. I'll tell you that for free.
Oh,
But you know what I'm saying? Because he's an entrepreneur now, so
Thank
you know what I'm saying? Don't wait too long. The DMs, are the DMs open?
The DMs
Or
are
is it a
open
request
from-
pending type of thing?
It's a review. I'll have my people
Okay.
look at it and then they'll.
Okay. If you wanna, you know, like when you apply for a job and you give a reference, if you wanna use me as a reference,
Okay.
I do charge 500,000 Pakistani rupees for this reference, but I'm sure we can pull a few strings and make it happen. Now, jokes aside, the Rafay, bro, absolute pleasure. I
Right,
wish
bro.
you nothing but more success this year. Absolute, just a delight seeing how far you've come since we
Thank you, my
last
brother.
got jumped on a pod. And as you know, goes without saying, bro. If you ever need me, don't shout me because I'm busy. Huh? Nah, joking. Love my
I'll shout
people.
you.
I appreciate you all. And remember, brush your teeth.
And look after yourself and shower.
Come on, G.